Hey guys, it's Brook. I've got a riff I want to show you, and then I'm going to show you a harmony part that kind of dresses it up a little bit. Alright, this riff is pretty basic. It's good old and the harmony I'm going to add is going to sound like this. And I'll show you how to play with those elements. So the main riff is just E, then an octave higher E, followed by D and B. It's about as bare bones as you can get. Pretty cool though, I love it, especially if you double it. It's pretty hip, man, even though it sounds kind of silly. So make sure you got that riff down. Now, let's move it up. I'm going to show you a few different little ways to create variations. Here's a simple thing. We're just going to move it up here and go. So that's E, E at the 7th fret, 5th string, D at the 5th fret, 5th string, and then the 6th string, 7th fret, B. So it's 0, 7, 5, 7. So now the fun begins. I mean, that's still cool. Or swing it. Just do different things with it. Here comes the harmony. We're going to add a third to each note. So instead of just an E, we're going to add a G sharp to that E. So E and G sharp, that's a 7 and a 6 on the 5th and 4th strings. Again, that's a root and a third. Now we're going to move it down. Same shape at the 5th and 4th string, same strings. The B, I'm going to put a minor third on that. If we put a major third, maybe. I think I'm going to go for the minor. So that minor third is a B plus a D. If we put that major third, it would give us a D sharp, which would be an E major, the key, but we want more of a dominant sound here instead of, so that's why we put that D in there. Woo, lost it. Now, let's just isolate those thirds and get rid of the original riff. So if you're playing with somebody that's going, you could play on top. That sounds kind of cool. It's a nice change, you know, if you needed to layer on some guitars. So again, those harmony notes are G sharp, F sharp, and D. We can keep the root either the same as E or the bass note, or you could harmonize to a 5th. What if you did? Sounds kind of unrecognizable. So you could do a major third, a G sharp. Sounds pretty weird, but I think if you combine it with the key or the core key or chord riff, it's going to sound good. So again, that first note could be E, it could be G sharp, or it could be B. Those are all the chord tones of an E major chord. E, G sharp, or B could be your first notes. So let's try it with an E. That's cool. Let's try it with the G sharp, the one that sounds a little strange. Remember, you can kind of break out of this box. You can start adding things to it. So I'm just giving you like a key, core, basic concept, and you can get creative with it. Or you can start with the B note. Ah. That B will harmonize with the E, so essentially you're getting a power chord. Oh, I'm getting creative and falling apart. And you can bring this up the neck, like stuff like. All right, if you're curious, that was just taking it up an octave. I made a mistake, but I turned it into a variation. And put the harmony in there. Remember, the harmony of that E note is a G sharp, 9th fret, 2nd and 3rd strings. Do the same thing for the D at the 7th fret, same strings. And the B part, a B and a D, 9 and 7. And I can get my third. Doesn't sound so that third sounded kind of weird down in the bass, but up higher, you know. E and G sharp. So you can add, you can combine, mix and match, expand, reduce, and make blunders and turn those blunders into good ideas. So don't be afraid to kind of clobber a wrong note here and there. Might be something really cool. That's how you find stuff. So, you know, improvising, keeping it loose, discovering new sounds, and when you hear it, recognize, hey, that's got some potential. Yes, I hit the wrong note, but we can turn that into something. That's a good attitude. I think it helps. Then you don't beat yourself up. I mean, most of us have, there's a limitation on our dexterity, and we're gonna hit that ceiling just about every time we play. And you're gonna find how well you can do something. If you play perfectly every time, you're probably not pushing yourself. You should be pushing into new territory and finding some awkward moments, and that's where you want to practice on those new sounds, new fingering, new shapes, new formulas. And you can move that all over the neck into any key, which I won't drag this out any longer, but I could use some thumbs up if you If you got a spare thumbs up, I appreciate that on the video, and leave me a comment. I love to hear from you. All right, keep practicing.